Tonight, we're just hours away from Election Day, an already historic turnout. Nearly 100 million ballots cast, with tens of millions more expected to turn out tomorrow to the polls. President Trump barnstorms 4 states where he lags in the polls. And as coronavirus cases spike, why the president said he's considering firing Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
Joe Biden responds in must-win Pennsylvania.
I'm going to hire Dr. Fauci, and we're going to fire Donald Trump.
The view from the battlegrounds. Our correspondents in Pennsylvania, Florida, and Arizona, talking to the voters who could decide the election. A nation on edge. Stores boarded up. National Guard troops called up. The measures tonight amid concerns of unrest, including a new fence around the White House. Record surge. 16 states set new highs for coronavirus cases. And Wisconsin's governor with an urgent plea.
People have to wear a freaking mask.
Plus, why the CDC says people with coronavirus should be allowed to go to the polls tomorrow. Breaking news, terror attacks in Austria, including gunfire at a synagogue. Reports of multiple attackers and fatalities. And an election like no other. Our pledge to bring you results you can trust.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell. Reporting tonight from CBS News Election Headquarters in Times Square.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We are going to begin tonight with breaking news and the final breakneck sprint to Election Day just hours from now.
In yet another sign of how focused they are on Pennsylvania, Biden's going back to the state tomorrow for Election Day visits to his hometown of Scranton and to Philadelphia. Running mate Kamala Harris plans to visit Detroit. Further sign that Pennsylvania and Michigan are the Biden team's top targets. Nora?
Looking forward to tomorrow night when we'll be able to together with everyone to cover this race. Thank you, Ed. And tonight, President Trump is closing out the race with a frenzied finishing kick, including those 5 rallies. But with the president trailing in key states it is always about the race to 270 electoral votes. CBS's Major Garrett joins us here. And Major, the president had a good night in 2016, and he's got to defend those states again tomorrow. Explain.
Exactly. Let's welcome us to the What If board. This is what the country looked like in 2016. And the scenarios we're going to talk about, Nora, are not our scenarios. They're the campaign scenarios. They're working them every hour as Election Day draws ever nearer. And both campaigns agree for legal...
To the election, we've seen a nationwide surge in the coronavirus. New cases and hospitalizations are up in more than 40 states. We've now passed 9.2 million cases in the U.S. and more than 231,000 Americans have died. And now a note about tomorrow. America is electing a president for the 59th time. But in the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, this is no ordinary. We here at CBS News pledge to bring you results you can trust. We will tell you what we know. We will tell you what we don't know. We will project winners the minute we're sure and not a second before. We vow not to rush this most important act of democracy. That's how important your vote is, because in the end, it's America that decides. And we'll be right back. Tune in tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific for CBS News 2020 America Decides. Our election night coverage will begin right here with a special CBS Evening News live across the country. We'll be joined by our powerhouse political team and our correspondents as every vote is counted. That is tonight's edition of the CBS Evening News. I'm Norah O'Donnell at CBS News Election Headquarters here in New York. Hope you were able to vote safely. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.